Good morning everybody, hope you're all well. Things have gone a little bit quiet on the biking front at the moment with Christmas coming up, so I haven't been really out on the bikes. This morning we just come over from my home 37 miles away and stopped off in Hawes. We came over Newby Head, but it was really cold, enough to freeze the what's-his-names off a thingamajig. So I decided to stop in Hawes on the way up Mallerstang and stop at Pendragon Cafe and just had a hot drink just to warm myself back up a bit. So now we're travelling up Mallerstang, heading towards Pendragon Castle. I wanted to just use this morning as like a reconnaissance trip really for another ride out. There's a couple of green lanes that I can explore in here, one that we'll do today, and there's another one on the right hand side, quite a long lane which looks very interesting. So this is Pendragon Castle coming up on the left hand side. So we'll just stop here, just have a quick look round, and then we'll go and explore that other green lane. According to legend, it was built in the 5th century by Uther Pendragon, the father of King Arthur, and that eventually was poisoned by the water from his own well by the Saxons, but there's no evidence to support that. It's probably more likely to have been built in the 12th century. Right, back on the bike again. Just go and see if I can find this green lane now, which is probably about half a mile up here on the right hand side. Pendragon Castle was one of 5 castles that was owned by Lady Anne Clifford in the 17th century. She should have been left it by her father, but after her 2 brothers died, the estate went to her uncle, would you believe? So she had to spend some of her life fighting to get her inheritance back, which eventually she did. So the lane's just coming up on the right hand side. It's just at the top of this hill. Here we go, just over this cattle grid. It's just on the right. Quite a nice little lane actually, this. Not too severe, quite easy to ride on. We're now heading up towards up to the top of Mallerstang in the direction of Kirby Stephen. Yeah, the castle there is quite an eventful history. It's been set fire to several times. I think it was set fire to in 1341 by a Scots raiding party, and then would you believe in 1541, exactly 200 years after, it was set fire to by the Scots again. You can just imagine the two Scots talking to each other, can't you? Ben Doon and Phil McCrevis saying, "Phil, what are you doing on Saturday night?" Do you fancy going down to Pendragon Castle? It's exactly 200 years since they had a fire. Should we go down and set fire to it again? While we're down there, we could rape a few women and steal some geese and ducks. We can be back over the border by midnight. Wife won't even know we've gone. When Lady Anne Clifford eventually received her inheritance, she spent the rest of her life refurbishing and rebuilding her castles which she owned. And at Pendragon Castle alone, she rebuilt it and refurbished it. She put new stables in. She even put a new scullery in by Wren Kitchens. That's a stupid thing to say. Wren Kitchens don't even deliver to Mallerstang. That's the River Eden just in the bottom there, and we're looking north now towards a little village called Nateby, and then further on again Kirby Stephen. So at the time of this video I've got a surprise for you. I'm going to be changing the bike again, and I can just imagine what my colleagues are saying. My God, he's changing his bike again. He changes his bikes more often than he changes his underwear, that lad. But look, what else am I going to give you something to mock me for? So seriously, I've decided to sell the CRF and find something more capable off-road. The other way I could have done it was to spend money on the suspension on the CRF. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be 25 kilograms heavier than the enduro bikes. So rather than spend the money on the CRF and do the modifications, I've decided to sell it and put the money towards an enduro bike and find something that's far more capable off-road for me. And a lot lighter. Going forward, we're going to concentrate, Aaron and myself, on more green laning. So we're going to sell the trials bikes as well. So I have an EM to sell and a Vertigo, and then we can explore some more green lanes either in the Yorkshire Dales and the Lake District, North Wales, and wouldn't mind doing the Isle of Man over 2 days, and doing 1 or 2 long distance trials events as well. So that's what we're going to concentrate on in the future. I've started using OS maps downloaded onto my phone at the moment, and as you can see, the little red arrow, that gives you a GPS fix onto your phone, so you know exactly where you are at any one time. And I've found them really good, even just for general walking or when you're out in the car. But what it doesn't give you is an indication of if that green lane is actually still open. And that's why you need to join the TRF, because once you've downloaded their app, the local group of the TRF for that area that you're riding in should update the information, so you'll get an up-to-date indication of whether the green lane is actually open, because they do close them temporarily and some close them altogether, and that won't appear on the standard OS map. unfortunately I've had to narrate this video once again because when I downloaded this video onto the laptop and I played it back, all I could hear was heavy breathing. Must have been that person on the back of the bike. So that's why I've had to narrate it again, so I'm going to have to try and sort that sound out. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have and you find it interesting, if you could please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video, and thank you for watching.